Below the Crown is basically chess mixed with the dungeon crawler roguelike. The premise is fairly simple. You play as a wizard and the emperor wants gold, so you need to go into dungeons and get it for him. The interesting part is how they've made chess actually work as a roguelike, instead of just being regular chess with extra steps. Thank you kindly to Misfits Addict for sponsoring this video. Now, in this game, instead of starting with a full chessboard, you only control your wizard king and maybe one or two other pieces. You move around the dungeon board and the game works in turns. Each turn you move your wizard, play a card to summon a new chess piece onto the board, and then draw a new card. The pieces move like they do in regular chess, but here's where it gets different. You win a room by either checkmating the enemy king, capturing all their pieces, or just escaping through the exit door. The pieces are not normal chess pieces. There's an archer queen who has to attack to move forward, but can't fight things right next to her. There's a prince that moves one space like a king. You can get upgrades for your pieces too, like a rook that can't spawn anywhere on the board, instead of just where you can see. And when it lands, it stuns nearby pieces. Between rooms you pick upgrades and spells. Spells are cards you can use during battle. Stuff like freezing an enemy piece for 5 turns, placing slime on tiles that interrupts movement, or returning one of your pieces back to your hand. You can also upgrade your wizard with skills. The game has acts with multiple rooms and a boss at the end. You collect gold as you go through rooms, and there's this tension because you're supposed to give the gold to the emperor, but you can also spend it on upgrades to help yourself survive. The faster you beat a room in fewer turns, the more gold you get. If your pieces get captured, they become injured. If an injured piece doesn't get captured in the next room, it heals, but if it gets captured again while injured, there are consequences. Now, one interesting and perhaps weird feature is the psychological questions. The game asks you about your mood, your relationship to certain pieces, why you ranked pieces in a certain order, stuff like that. It's framed like some kind of test and they tell you to answer honestly. Not exactly sure what it actually does with that information, but it's an interesting addition. The game has a training ground where you can practice specific strategies, like learning how to fork pieces with a bishop or win in 2 turns. This helps you understand the tactics before jumping into real runs. The community stuff lets you post your victories as challenges for other players to try. You can watch replays from good players to learn strategies. And there are daily challenges too. When you beat an act, you unlock new wizards. Each one changes your playstyle. You also collect runes that you can assign to your wizards for passive bonuses. The game's turn assist feature is pretty helpful. It suggests moves if you're stuck. You can undo moves if you make mistakes, but this is limited by tokens you collect. The whole game seems to be designed to avoid the annoying parts of chess. No memorizing openings, no long boring endgames, and also no stalemates where nobody can do anything. And that sentence concludes today's video. If your time was respected, a like or comment is very much appreciated.